contact. Now class, consider a glass plate and a small water drop kept on it. So if you were to define angle of contact, it would be the angle between tangent drawn to the liquid surface. So let us draw a tangent on the liquid surface, okay, and the solid surface. So my glass plate is my solid surface. At the point of contact, class, see, the point of contact is as shown, measured from inside the liquid. So theta has to be measured from inside the liquid. So the angle which you get right now, this angle is called as angle of contact. Okay, so let us repeat the definition again. It is the angle between tangent drawn to the liquid surface and the solid surface at the point of contact measured from inside the liquid is called as angle of contact. Class, in this case, the angle of contact is acute, that is less than 90 degree. Now, the same glass plate I have, but this time if I keep a mercury drop on it. Now class, I know that a mercury is more spherical in shape. So I say that if I were to define angle of contact again, it would be the angle between the tangent drawn to the liquid surface. So if I draw a tangent on the liquid surface and the solid surface, which is something as shown at the point of contact shown on your screen, I have theta which is to be measured from inside the liquid. So this angle is called as angle of contact. Now class, this time the angle of contact we have is more than 90 degree, that is obtuse angle. Okay, so let us define the angle of contact again. It is the angle between tangent drawn on the liquid surface and the solid surface at the point of contact measured from inside the liquid. There are four main keywords which has to be there in your definition, that is the tangent drawn on the liquid surface and the solid surface at the point of contact measured from inside the liquid. This angle is called as angle of contact. Now let's have a look at some characteristic of angle of contact. The very first one is it is constant for a given liquid solid pair, and it depends upon the nature of the liquid and the solid. It also depends on the inclination of the solid, and for a given liquid solid pair, even a small contamination of the surface causes a large change in angle of contact. That is, if you add some impurities to the liquid, your angle of contact will change, because adding impurity will cause change in the shape of the liquid. So that means the angle of contact will also change. Now, for a liquid which partially wets the solid, the angle of contact is less than 90 and more than 0. If your angle of contact for a liquid which partially wets the solid, the angle of contact is less than 90 and more than 0. If your angle of contact is between 90 and 180, that means the liquid does not wet the solid. Now this is the case when we are talking about mercury and glass plate. The mercury will never wet the glass plate. The liquid will partially wet the glass plate. So if you talk about this, we have some water droplets on a petal. Now the moment you rinse the water droplet out, the petal will not be wet anymore. So I say that for a liquid which does not wet the solid, the angle of contact is obtuse. That means the drop which is there inside the petal is more spherical. If it would have been a flat drop, it would have partially wetted the solid. Okay, if you talk about mercury in your hand, the shape of the mercury is what? It is spherical. So that means if you rinse it out, your hand will no more be wet. Okay, so the last characteristic is for a liquid which completely wets the solid, the angle of contact is equal to 0. Now this is the case when you talk about a tissue paper, and if you pour some water in it, the water will be absorbed by the tissue paper. So if this is your tissue paper, if water is absorbed, that means the water is at the same level. This time if I try to draw the tangent and the solid surface will have no angle between them. That is, the angle is 0. So we need to remember total 3 cases. First one is if the angle is between 0 to 90, it will partially wet and the shape of the liquid will be flat. If it is between 90 to 180, it will not wet and the shape will be spherical. And if the angle of contact is 0, it will completely wet because the solid will absorb the liquid into it. Okay, I hope you understood the module class. See you in the next module.